they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And there's no doubt about the talent that we see from C.J. Stroud. We've watched it develop in his first 2 years in the league. But the best way quarterbacks are graded is winning. He's out there trying to win his third division championship in as many years.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Stroud to throw it.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
A pickup of 2 yards. First down, Texans.
Mixon up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brings up 2nd down.
Stroud off the play fake.
Dumps it off to Mixon. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
From the 9, 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd down.
Now Stroud.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Christian Kirk from 8 yards out.
And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there.
Got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd down.
On play action, McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
3rd down from the gun, McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On play action, now McCarthy.
Flushed out right. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
15 more yards. That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
That's another Vikings first down.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him.
So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Darrell Taylor. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Now he's forced out right. And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
A 28-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out comes Houston.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And it's 3rd down.
Mills.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt.
For the Texans.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together.
Faking the handoff. Howell.
Flush to his right. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Brings up second down.
On the ground again, it's Mason. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. And this offense on third down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Straight ahead, here's Mason. And he will have a Vikings first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
5-yard gain.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the
Running left, Mason. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Powell.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Sheldon Rankins abruptly ends that play with a sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
Second down at the 11-yard.
On the give, it's Mason.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
He was taken
3rd down and 10.
A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and
Powell down to throw it.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Sheldon Rankins. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2nd down and 8.
And again, it's Chubb. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Mills. That is caught. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
a gain of 14. First down, Houston.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A loss of 2 there, second down. Looking to throw is Mills. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts
It's now fourth down.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
For the Texans.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
Howell from the gun. That'll be caught right side by the rookie receiver.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Howell.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout.
And Howell will throw it.
Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver.
Gain of 6. That's good for Vikings.
Here's Howell.
Making the catch, this is the tight end, Oliver. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Howell.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Mario Edwards flies in to blow that play up.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So a tight one so far, 1-point game at the break as we check in with Scott Hansen at our halftime report. Scott.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in this second half as we are about to get underway.
There will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Well, both sides searching for adjustments.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. It's Howell.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. They run for the first time with Ty Chandler.
Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. Now on 2nd and 13. Howell. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Sheldon Rankins able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
Right at the 30.
He'll look to throw right away.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Motion man is Berrios.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
This is caught at the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A huge play there for Houston. And even 60 yards.
1st down, Houston.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Chubb on the counter. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Mills now.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
He's got Jordan complete right side.
They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for fourth.
It's a gain of 17. Yet it brings up fourth.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Well, the play fake, and now here's how to throw it.
Eluding the pressure right.
Howell sliding down, and he picks up the first on that play.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
They'll go play action. Howell.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Now a 2nd and 10.
The coverage by Jalen Reed.
Howell, he'll look to throw it.
He finds his man, complete. It's Price. That goes for a gain of 31.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Mason going to get it on 1st down.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now it's Mason.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Howell.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Darrell Taylor getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Sam Howell.
A 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings have taken a 4th quarter lead.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here.
We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
Working out of the gun, Mills.
The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack.
Jonathan Grenard picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job?
Mills hit, and he loses the ball.
And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim fourth quarter lead, but whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture. Now a handoff to Chandler.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Now they run. It's Mason. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
112 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Now they go play action with Howell.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Howell down to throw it.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football into places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
From the gun on 3rd down, Howell.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Mario Edwards Jr. able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And this one is right through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Jordan Mason,
A 10-yard touchdown run.
and the Vikings are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots and going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here is Mills and the Texans.
Down 20-10, 2:13 remaining. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Throw to the right, taken in by Berrios.
They come up now on 2nd and 2.
A gain of 7 brings up 2nd down at the 30.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Looking to throw is Mills. And this one into the hands of Mechie.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
A gain of 14. First down.
Now Mills. Repeat of the last play going to Mechie here.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Mills looking to throw it.
Throw left side to Higgins. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26.
15. And the Texans 1st down.
Here's Mills.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Mills back to throw.
Got a man. It's Berrios complete.
One timeout at their disposal, but more pressing is the need for 2 scores, obviously. Here's 1st and 10.
Over the middle, he gets it to Berrios. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
And he's got it. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And out now come the Vikings. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there.